Welcome in, Power Hour Flow and Charts. You guys know the deal by now. Feel free to drop tickers, questions, whatever you want me to take a peek at flow wise. We'll start with the market tie, kind of look at Periscope a little bit, and then we'll go back to the flow. It's been pretty quiet there. And J-Rod, I hope you cooked up enough food for everybody in the chat. I know you're the executive chef here of Stock Hub, so I expect you to have a good dinner cooked up for everybody. Yeah, we can do Spy and Tesla here for you after. I'm just gonna run through the tide here and take a quick peek at Periscope. Market tide right now. Premiums kind of saying bullish right now. All call premiums are heavily ask side. Out of the money calls are pretty flat here. Out of the money puts and all puts are negative, but we are getting more negative volume. So this is kind of more of a mixed bag here on the market tide right now. Would lean more bearish with the negative premium there. Probably wouldn't overall touch this at all right now. Net impact chart, your main contributors to the call volume are Micron, Oracle, SanDisk, NBIS, and then Meta, Tesla, TLT for your put premiums. Periscope right now, let's just take a look. I haven't looked at Periscope since this morning. We are sitting right on this negative gamma at 67.60. Looks like it's got some short puts there. We have a lot of short puts below here, so my guess is, barring any major surprise or news or anything, we are more than likely going to finish probably above that. I don't see us testing that 67.25. That's where our big gamma spike is here. We got some long puts in here at 67.35. Could maybe see us just continue slowly come down here. Net premiums on SPY are ask side puts and ask side calls, but a lot of negative volume. I would not be looking to get a pop, at least right now. Let's take a peek at we will do SPY first for you, and then we will do Tesla here. I'm going to grab a drink quick too. So SPY right now, a lot of put volume coming in here, a lot of negative volume. Your premiums, again, kind of matching that Periscope, you're pretty much sitting right at the same level for your calls and puts there. So again, kind of a little mixed sentiment there with premiums just at the same level. I would, again, lean probably more bearish here with that negative volume, or the more negative volume there. Now, if we were flatter, I'd say more of a flat reading. Don't start talking about food, you guys. Please don't. Even though I'm the one that brought it up, I'm the one. Oh, he's the chef. Yeah, I am gonna grab something after close here. Let's see if I can find anything interesting opening wise for you, though. I'm gonna get rid of our 0 DTEs. Let's see if we can find something notable in here. If I could type. Let's get rid of some multi-leg junk in here. I'm gonna keep it below 20% on the multi-leg. Let's see what we got here. So obviously you're going to see a lot of short-term stuff coming in here. SPY highly liquid. I'd like to see if I'm trying to see if I can find any. Ooh, this 5-day out call might be a little interesting. Oh, a lot of liquidity here. Do I have anything on my feed that hit? That SPY 417.643 put hit way earlier in the day there. Looks like that whale is still in. Plenty of time on those. 5% out of the money. Let's just see how that reads here. So IV, okay, let's come back to here. So I see, let's come back to when that flow starts to come in here. So it looks like a lot of earlier flow on that. I'm seeing a lot of very similar timings here. So that 9:49.29, So it's looking like our IV's increasing, drops a little bit in here, increases again here. And I'm trying to see if we got anything interesting after the fact. Maybe that 918 part. I would probably lean these are buy to open here. I just kind of based off the similar timing throughout the entire piece of flow kind of coming in here. I would like to assume it's probably the same person. 100% can't confirm this one, but I would like to say these are probably buy to open there, so you might have some good SPY puts there on those. Doesn't look like they've exited at all or anything in there. And I'm just trying to see on my filter one more time. Let's see, let's do at least 10 days out and see if we can get anything a little better. Yeah, that's the only thing with SPYs. They're just so liquid. You have a lot of names or a lot of people trading that, so you get a lot of volume. And even though that volume is greater than that open interest, it's not always a singular opener. Yeah, a lot of these look like they came in a little earlier in the day. Yeah, very messy. I like the one that I kind of pointed out there, that 417, 643 put there. Good possibility that those are good openers. Let's do, and then you asked for what, Tesla? Another highly traded name there. So, premiums today. Pretty full. Oh, did I do the? Oh, I don't know what I was looking at there. They redid some of the formatting up in here, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, what is kind of going on there? Yeah, Tesla, that is up majorly today. Call premiums did start to die off a bit here, and you did have put premiums kind of just stay flat there. They're still essentially pretty flat here overall. See that, and actually, while we're on it here, those Tesla short puts from yesterday would be up very nicely today, and they will. This is if you're a premium seller and you see something like this, I mean, there's not 100% guarantees in trading, but I mean, this is a very highly, I'd say about 95% chance this is going to be profitable. They are puts that or short puts that came in yesterday, and I can just look at this and I can tell you they're short puts right away. I don't have to even really dig into the data on this. Just based on that flow when it came in, Tesla was 22% out of the money, or these contracts were 22% out of the money with 2 days to go on them. The odds of, and keep in mind when you're selling premium, you only need that name. So as long as Tesla didn't drop below 325, this whale's going to profit. And again, anything can happen, but more likely than not, Tesla's not going to probably drop 20% in 2 days. Now, again, anything can happen, but a 20% drop in Tesla 2 days, very unlikely. So, I mean, you see stuff kind of come in like this, you already can kind of eyeball it. And good kind of example of this, too, is you look at that theta decay on these contracts. You barely have there's barely a delta here. So you need a massive move to even see profits on something like this. Now, that theta is 10 on here. These contracts were opened at 11. So, I mean, they're going to very quickly lose value here. And pop this open here. I mean, to see what's the day, 11th, so the 12th. Even with a 2% move down tomorrow, you're still going to be down 20% on those contracts. And I mean, that is significant on something with a very, very low delta where that contract's not going to move quickly. So, I mean, you kind of just see stuff like that and you're like, yeah, that's definitely probably a sell. And we'll go back to Tesla here in a second. I'm not trying to get off track too much, J-Rod, but like AMD. The odds of AMD dropping 30% in 40 days, probably unlikely. I mean, again, anything can happen, but pretty unlikely. And that's the same with these Oracle put sells too. Yes, they're technically quote unquote red, but as long as Oracle doesn't close below 120 on that expiration, they're this whale is profitable. Theta is your friend when you are selling contracts. So let's go back to Tesla here. Let's see what we can find for you. Anything interesting? Yeah, there's been a lot of good premium sells coming in this week too. A lot of good premium sells. Which I know not a lot of people sell premium, but it's nice to kind of have that in the back of your head that maybe there's a large whale on something. So I'm looking here, and again, another one with a lot of liquidity on it. I mean, it's hard you can't really find a whale on here. So I'm going to, again, pop this out maybe 10 days here, and we'll see if we can find something a little better here. Maybe these 515, 420 calls, kind of just messy face value. Big no side and it's big multi-leg. Yeah, I mean, we're just doing face value until we find something decent here. I mean, junk there. 415 call. This probably not interesting. I mean, yeah. I was going to say maybe potentially interesting, but no. 290 put. So bid side here out of the money. So these look like possible put sells here. Let's just kind of take a peek. So 29% out of the money, 16 days. Again, is Tesla likely to drop 30% in 20 days, 16 days? More than likely not. So now let's look at our flow here. So when this flow starts to come in, so timing 9:20:48. Okay, so we got a couple different times that we got to look at here. So okay, that flow initially kind of comes in, that IV drops. We are filling at the bid. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Now about 45 minutes or so later, we have some ask side volume coming in. Your IV drops. Now that spot is filling at the ask, but just kind of following that up, that 78.36. Let's just see how it goes. So that IV is technically kind of increasing here. And so face value, you look at something like this, and according to your rules with that IV increasing, that spot price increasing here, these would technically read as a buy. But these are 29% out of the money, 16 days. So again, if you have questions, kind of like 16 days out, I consider that kind of maybe, short midtermish on those trades. You can always just pop it in that option profit calculator. And I always look at that table. So if let's see, so the 11th today, I mean, you can just see how quickly these contracts decay compared to something that has more longer term on them. Again, that very, very low delta is what kind of guides me to think that they're potentially put sells there. The theta's not super aggressive on there, but that's a 7 times difference there on that delta to theta ratio. The typical delta to theta ratio I like to see on contracts. We'll see if I can find a couple in here in the feed, but I like to kind of see that at least you got to have at least a 2 to a 20 on that delta so you can kind of withstand that choppiness. Now, if this is like a day trade, and theta would be very, very large if this was a 0 DTE, you're going to get chopped up very, very quickly. But these, even with that IV increasing, these do look like put sells there, some short puts there. I'm just kind of seeing long term. How about these calls? These could be interesting. We'll pop on those. 300, so we did have some opening flow there. And this is a messy one again. I'm just trying to find you something interesting. Come down here. Yeah, your timing is kind of scattered throughout the whole thing. Yeah, just IV's kind of all over. You don't get a super clean read on something like this. Yeah, and just kind of looking at those premiums too right now. I mean, you're essentially flat on those, so you're not really seeing aggressive call buying or aggressive put buying. So I mean, probably a sideline type of play right now until you get a little better flow, unless you're looking at those potential put sells there. I do like those put sells though. Crap, I forgot. I should have marked what one it was. Crap. Um, but yeah, no, they look pretty good, and obviously you had that other put sell yesterday to kind of go off of too. Let's see, thinking about meta puts, let's take a peek here and see what we can find. Meta, meta, meta. Meta. Oof. Well, good thing about your meta puts is you're seeing a lot of net call outflow today. That'll probably end up in the net premium gaps tonight. That's a big drop there, and it looks like, let's go 30 days out. Not the biggest drop, but I mean biggest drop since that February 6th date, and can see Meta trailed down and filled that open gap there. This is a pretty sizable drop there. Not a lot of volume, but you are seeing some negative volume there, so that is a good sign. Let's see what we got for contracts coming in. And I hate this new fit where they have 0 days on Monday and Wednesday. It makes it a lot more, not, I don't want to say difficult, a lot more tedious to go through the flow to find something interesting there. All right, let's see what we got here. Where is my... I always go through it every time. Every time, okay. Alright, let's see what we got for you. So, very long dated call. I'm going to put a day's expiration on this too. DTE, where are you? Where are you? I pass it like 10 times each time. Day's expiration, where are you? I just saw you. There we go. Right in front of my face. Alright, let's see. So you got some short-term puts here for this week. Nothing really notable in that one. Did I pop on that opening? We'll just do this. This will be a little easier. And I need to put that in the money on too. And I typically just leave them open because I kind of like to see everything that's coming in at first, and I just filter them down. The money. Alright, oh god. There we go. Oh man, I am not having a day today. There we go. Alright. Now we should get a little cleaner result. So some calls there. So how about these calls here? 313. Too much noise in this one. Would have to see how much carries over on that. The put. That's the noisy one. How about these 9-day outputs? Interesting. I would want to definitely check the open interest on this. It does look like we had some flow kind of coming in here lately, or some volume. Yeah, another messy one here. Yeah, a little too messy. I'm gonna guess most of that volume's probably not gonna carry over on this one. Just seeing, I mean, mixed bid, then you got some ask and some ask back at the end. Man, there's kind of a lot of short-term calls coming in on this. But they're all messy. I'm not getting a clean opener on these. Alright, we are going to throw this on. I just didn't want to do this because it's going to really drop the amount of trades here. How about, let's see. Yeah, it's all those stupid short-term ones. About these. So these might be kind of interesting here. I'd want to double check that open interest 5 days out. You got 100 there, 112 there, 217 there. Would just want to double check, but looks like these puts are pretty much, they're right at the money, not a high multi-leg, and they're slightly up from that 8 there. Obviously you don't have to play this exact contract. I'm just looking at this one. I would double check the open interest on this one. Let's kind of look at the flow feed here. All right. So this is when we start to come in. I'm just looking for our big size. So here's our big size here. So I do like that IV spike here. Not coming in. This is almost more of a mid-fill, actually. Yeah, this is what I like, that new filver spread that they put in there. So you can just, I mean, without kind of doing the math in your No, we can do Oracle next, no problem. We can do Oracle. Looking at that filver spread, I really like that new thing. So instead of sitting there trying to do math, you can just kind of get that visual and be like, oh yeah, it's kind of more of a mid-fill there. So more of a mid-fill on those. Some more here. And again, just because the mid doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not right at the ask. And this is a pretty wide bid-ask spread on these two. 365. Yeah, I mean, these are all kind of filling more at the mid. Here's a pretty much, I mean, 100% ask side one here. Yeah, this feels a little iffy now that we start kind of looking at it. Now we got a little more down here. And again, the timings aren't really the same on them, so we can't really speculate if it's exactly the same person. Again, kind of a little muddier feed there, and I don't think I had anything hit my meta filter today. Let's just do a check. Oh, we do. I do have one that did hit. So we had the 327 620 put here, a little smaller size. Let's look at this. Yeah, see, this is why your filters are key, because when they're saved like this, you can just kind of come in. Yeah, these look like they're buy to open here on these puts. IV spikes when they come in, so it's a descending fill. Let's just find where that is and just make sure it's not a huge size there. 55, 54, so it's one contract. Again, the one contract out of that total 500 or almost 500,000 in premium. With that being, okay, I gotta close some of these tabs. Me and my tabs. That one contract only being 754 bucks out of that entire 500,000, probably not super significant. Then your IV comes back up. So yeah, I would say these look like a buy here to me. These could be a good option here. Plenty of time on those, 16 days out. 620 put there. And you also have, sorry. Oh, God, why am I just clicking 7 on everything? Then you also have the big amount of call outflow today too, so that's another good data point there. How's our gamma look? Oops. Yeah, we're pretty much in line there too, so nothing really out of the ordinary in this. Let's just take one more quick check. I want to see how our open interest kind of looks right now. Let's see, do we have any big changes today? Nothing super interesting there. Bunch of adds to the calls. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything super interesting. Yeah, it looks like a lot of open interest carried into calls though, but that's just from yesterday. Yeah, I like these 327 620 puts here. Especially if the market continues to get volatile and you see downside there. So otherwise, yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the recent days too. Calls, these. Ooh, they got see. Yeah, it's a little too much noise on there. I was gonna say that whale got smacked. Yeah, I mean, not hasn't favored calls lately. Yeah, I would say I like those puts though that we looked at there. So let's do Oracle then. Oracle. So the only thing for Oracle that we looked at were kind of those short puts from earlier. So let's come here. And again, like you might look at this right now and you're like, "Oh no, they're getting absolutely destroyed." Like, well, when you're selling premium, as long as Oracle doesn't drop below that 120, this whale will profit. So as long as these are above 120 after 515, this whale will be very happy. And I mean, the odds of Oracle dropping 26% after a solid earnings report, probably unlikely. I mean, you're still seeing a lot of call premium coming in here. Man, my voice is just killing me today. A lot of, I mean, big bid side candle here. And you see how that IV drops when it comes in. Spots filling with that bid that entire time. These look like put sells there. And again, just remember when you're selling premium, when you're like selling puts, I always say it's neutral to bullish. Oracle doesn't have to move a cent from this 162.53 for 65 days, and this whale will profit. Theta is your friend when you're selling premium, and then vice versa for calls. If you're selling calls, it's neutral to bearish, I'd say. Again, it's a whole nother animal. Like we can take a peek at the option profit calculator here. So if we look at this, so again, I mean, like you can just see, so your current price is right here. If you don't move, even by the end of March here, a 5%, oh, I gotta switch this to short put, sorry. So again, I mean, they are, you can just see how it kind of declines here. Where am I? 150. Why did I get lost when I was looking at? Okay, so we are at 162. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Little brain fart. So like you can just see why did it not switch there when I switched that to the short put? Interesting. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy and I'm seeing things. So I'm just trying to mess with this. I don't know why it's being goofy there for me. So, I mean, okay. I see what I'm. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. So essentially, so okay, here's your price. So you can just kind of see how as time goes on here, these, I don't know why it's only telling me it's going to be a 2% gain. That's not correct here. Um, let's build it in the option profit calculator and see if we can get a better result here, because this is not working for me. I don't. It might be a little goofy when you pull it in here, or is my everything just being slow for me? Uh-oh. Maybe it's my internet. Uh-oh, what's going on? We are gonna build this here. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes my internet will just go goofy. It's, you know how that technology goes. So okay, we're gonna build this out here. So we have the Oracle. Oracle, we're gonna add a put, and this was the May 15th 120. So May 15th, oh, put May 15th. Oh, I was like, what? Okay. May 15th, and we are gonna do that 120. 120. Okay, we gotta go up here pretty far. So 120. Why am I not? Alright, we're gonna reset this. I am having technical difficulties. Okay. We're gonna do short put here. Okay, here we go. This will be a little better. Spy. So it's the Oracle. 120. Dang, I am having issues today. Man. Well, okay, we're just gonna go back here because apparently I don't know how to trade today or set anything up. So okay, we're just gonna switch this back to the long put. So we'll pretend this is here. So if that price doesn't move, I mean, you just see how that kind of declines there throughout the thing. So okay, we're gonna move on from Oracle, from the filter. We'll go back and look for some flow though for it. Yeah, that's whew. I'm gonna blame the internet dropping there on that little thing, that little mess up there. So Oracle, any new flow? We did have, and I find it really funny, we did have some 190 calls come in right at open here. So this is why I'm always cautious about. Am I still in SPY? Or we should be in Oracle now. Maybe I just saw that now. Yeah, it looks like I'm in Oracle here. So we had these Oracle calls come in here right at open. So this is what I'm always cautious about at open. That name is up. It was up 12% or so right at open. Your IV is going to be very elevated on this. So now when we look at this, now if you're looking at it in real time here, you see that where that IV increases and that spot's filling with the ask. So you read these as a buy to open. Well, with sorry, now I got somebody ringing the dang doorbell. Jeez, what a day. IV's so elevated on Oracle right now. So when you are buying those, that IV is gonna look elevated. No, Wes, not yet. Not yet. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. I promise you that. I'm kind of looking at this too. I mean, like the more you look at it here, that's funny. That's a good. I think I'm gonna steal that from you. I like that idea. Um, and just kind of looking at this here. I mean, you can see it's similar timing here. So I mean, when you start seeing this, you're like, oh, it looks like a buy to open. IV pops. It's big size. Look when this whale got these. 8:30 to 8:35 this morning. Oracle's absolutely spiked. So IV's automatically up because everybody wants calls because Oracle's up. So that's why I kind of typically like to let the market settle maybe 5-10 minutes too, especially on a name that's up so much. And then we also had the 185 call here. This whale got in right at the top of the day. And again, if you look at this in real time, let's come back here. This was also in a big chunk. Here we go. Again, you see this in real time. Big size, big premium, IV spikes. It reads as a buy. But again, that IV is so elevated that more than likely going to increase when that flow comes in, and looks like these were probably short calls here. But I mean, kind of a good lesson on not chasing right at open. Man, I cannot do these 3 hour talking days. I am just done after that. But let's see what else we got coming in here. Um, Puts pretty flat there on Oracle. Calls still up. I just want to see how this looks historically. Yeah, I mean, pretty much in line with everything right now. Anything else new coming in here? Let's go take a peek. Man, I'm still mad at myself for that option profit calculator thing. I cannot believe that thing was giving me trouble there. I cannot believe that. Alright, what else do we got coming in here? So those shorter term calls I need to throw on. Shouldn't have any 0 DTEs on this, but just to make sure. Let's see. So some longer dated calls here. This is one you'd want to double check that open interest on. A lot of previous open interest on this. Ooh, it looks like a lot came in on the 4th as well. So a lot coming in on the 4th. Related to that, more than likely not. I would just double check that open interest. Let's see how this candle looks. So you got the two big spikes here. Are they related? I don't know. Maybe this whale got calls at the bid at open and they got out here quickly at the ask. Hard to know until we get that update. Let's just see what we got here. So 910. So this is... So I mean, I read this as a buy here with that IV spike, big size, big premium. You're pretty much right at the ask. I would just want to double check that open interest. I mean, Oracle had really good earnings, so wouldn't surprise me to see more upside here. Some short-term puts. Looks like those probably came in a little earlier there. These guys come in a little earlier too. Oh yeah, these came in really early there. Short. I'm looking for more of a longer term piece of flow. Here's an interesting one. Ooh, could be more short. And you just see how they're coming in right at open too. I'd like to think, just with that IV up so much at that time, probably 57. Oh, so you can see how that IV drops here now a bit. So I would probably read these again in real time with that little IV drop there. So it's filling at the ask, but you get that IV drop there. So I mean, looks like short calls there, and again, would make sense there. Again, a lot of time on those two. You never know what can happen. How about the 180? I'm just trying to find something a little further dated. Yeah, junk there. I'm not seeing really anything super interesting on Oracle that's kind of sticking out. I mean, besides those short puts there, I mean, plenty of time on those. Can always trade a spread on those too as well, if you don't want to sell straight puts. Let's see. So let me just clean up some of this stuff. How are we looking here? So yeah, you can see, I mean, we're kind of climbing up here a little bit. So I'm guessing we have a lot of short calls at that 6,800, and we have a lot of short puts below that 67. We're not going to get down to that 67.25 today, but I don't see us really getting over that 6,800. I mean, we're just kind of sitting in a big positive gamma, negative gamma here, a bunch of short puts, or short calls, long puts kind of in here. So I'm thinking maybe potential chop there. How are we looking for everything else, though? So yeah, a lot of short calls at that 67.50 here. So I mean, that's all expirations as well versus the 0 DTE. So I mean, market makers don't want, in the long term run, to finish above that, because they want those calls to expire worthless. So it's something to kind of watch In the long term, I'm just kind of looking at some positioning. Big spread up here at 7,000. A lot of short puts at 6,700 too. But yeah, that zero DT not really giving us much else right now. We're not gonna go up here, and I mean your premiums are pretty much again still in line, and volume's picking up a little bit here too. Market tide, okay, yeah, my internet crapped out because my market tide got all glitchy there. Yeah, I mean you can see your out of the money premiums, your speculation. I like to call them the speculation premiums. Pretty flat there. All calls are still up. All puts are still down. Yeah, not really too much going on in that overall market tide. Little negative volume still. I'm hearing some dings, so I do want to kind of take a peek here. And one of the names, actually, those Marvel puts from the flow alerts too today. I mean, nice move on those. Very nice, clean move on those. And I mean, these were pretty textbook when they came into IVs rising that entire time. Spot prices increasing that entire time. Now, it's not right at the ask, but looks pretty dang good still, and obviously it's playing out now. So I mean, really nice strong move up, and they've been chopping near the high today. And I know I had a couple questions in the questions channel about like how would I play this? Like, am I gonna take um spot, or how would I take profits or so on? Like, I'm up from 178 to, I mean, chopping around that 240. If I'm watching this, I'm seeing a lot of net call premium coming in. I don't care if I have 16 days on these contracts. I'm seeing a lot of call premium that could kind of potentially mean that, well, maybe we're going to see a pop again. More now, if it was me, I'm probably, if I see profits and I'm up significantly, I'm probably going to close my position. I might leave a runner or two, but I'm not going to actually fully, I'm not going to keep swinging a full position like this. I mean, you can take those profits, and because again, this whale, we could look at these tomorrow and they could be trading at that 110 or so. I mean, they could drop significantly. So I mean, securing the profits or securing your profits is not a bad thing to do at all. But you see, I don't want to always say you see profits, you take profits, but when you're up and like, oh well, no, that put premium is kind of jumping a little bit there too. I mean, you see put premiums just kind of climb, or God, contract volumes up, put premiums are up. I mean, it's not a bad idea to take some profits. You won't go broke taking those large profits like that. Geez, this was a all over the place stream today. All right, let's pop this back on. We will try to do better tomorrow, I promise. With tomorrow, Thursday, yes. All right, what do we got coming in here? What are these 42130 calls? So mostly coming in at the ask. Let's just see if we can find something here. So we got 670 contracts. A little volume earlier in the day, not too much. We are up 15% and 15.5 or so percent there. Out of the money, 17%. A little far out of the money now. Kind of like Oracle here. These could read differently just with us being up so high on the day, and these, I'm looking at that flow when I come in, actually this IV decreases here, so I am almost inclined to think these could be potential sells here, and we're going to try it again here. So that long call, like, I'm going to try to switch it to short call, see if it actually cooperates this time with me. So, okay, a little better here, a little better now. So, I mean, you can just see if we currently do not move at all from here, you just see that theta decay. So you're seeing that price go. I wonder if I can switch this over to the max. No, it's not letting me switch that. Oh, no. Okay. Well, you get the point. You'll see the profits getting made here. You just see that price can stay the same here, and the whale is collecting premium from that theta decay. And if by what were these again? The April 2nd. So I mean, by April 2nd, you need to have about another 6% move up. Even tomorrow's the 12th, 13th. I mean, with a 6% move up, you're still going to be down on those contracts. So that's kind of that power of that IV. And when it decreases, how it can make a problem in there. I'm going to try to see why it won't let me pop open there. That's what I'm trying to see right there is that max loss percent there. I'll have to ping them and see. So all it does have is okay. Yeah, I'll have to ping them. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe I'm not too crazy. So yeah, I almost want to say these are probably short calls with how far they are out of the money. Again, this could run another 10% tomorrow. Who knows? But just kind of looking at that, I mean, I'm pretty much in line premium wise there. About these PBR 61820 calls. A lot of weird stuff going on in the premiums here today with that. So we are up 5.3%. So 100 days out and you're 6% out of the money. That's a little more favorable. 6% isn't a huge move on something like this. Let's look at our flow. These look pretty interesting actually. So our repeated hits, oh yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. So IV spikes when this comes in. Spot is filling up the ask, at the same time. Again, just keeping an eye on that fill versus spread in that spot there too. IV staying up, we're looking good, filling up the ask. Now, when we get to this part though, so a second later here, you get a little IV drop here. Now let's just keep following this up. So this is why it's important to kind of look at that full tape too. So we're sitting at that 37.05. Now, again, that timing is all about a 1 second, 2 second difference between all of this. So again, more than likely related to each other. We get a nice IV spike here. Another IV spike there. We're staying up there. And you can just see that spot price increase too. I would like to say that these are buy to opens on those. Even with that small little IV drop in there, we recover there. And if we look at that as well too, oh, so the price did kind of go up a little bit on that IV drop. Yeah, I would still lean buy to open on these. I'm not a big fan of chasing. Now, if I was to trade this, and I really like this, I'm gonna pop open a chart, maybe look for a quick support resistance spot. We can do that quick. PBR. So obviously that is energy as well. So that would be I need to clear out a lot of this stuff. So oil, obviously very reliant on geopolitical issues, and we have a lot of those going on right now. May not be a bad idea to get some long oils if I see flow that matches, and this flow would match here. And if you can think that the war is going to continue or escalate, or more issues with the strait being blocked off, so on, it's going to impact oil to the upside. So I mean, if you continue to think that's going to happen, I mean, might not be a bad play here. Chart wise, here I'm just kind of looking. We did break this. This kind of, what is this, 1794 resistance there. So we're breaking that up to the upside there. So I would almost say I'm inclined to like these. I would assume these are buy to open here, especially with everything going on. Again, something could come out tomorrow and be good news, and oh, we're done. We're negotiating a peace deal, and everything energy related just collapses. But I am gonna probably go in the favor of that's probably not gonna happen. Let's just look at some historical info on this. Yeah, I mean, this thing's just been getting a lot of call-in flow here. Thing else, yeah, 310, long dated oil calls coming in too. I do like those 618s though. The 618s look pretty good to me. 310's a little far out for me. We got a lot we got a lot of open interest on this name. A lot came in at the end of January. Oof. 53 and they're trading at 198. What a move there. Um, I don't know if I had seen any flow on USO today or recently. It's the same issue. I mean, if you think that war with Iran is gonna continue, escalate, or anything that's not favorable for energy, that's gonna push energy stocks up, push the price of oil up, and I don't have a bias either way. I mean, I try to not talk political as much as possible, but I'm gonna make the assumption just kind of with the stuff that continues to come out that it's probably not going to de-escalate as fast as they want. Like now, yesterday we had news that um, it was going better than expected and they were ahead of their timeline. Now today it sounded like a couple ships got hit with some mines, which that's a big issue there because you're going to scare other ships from wanting to go through the Strait of Hormuz, and that's 20% of your global energy supplies coming through there. So I mean that's without trying to get political, I'm gonna assume it's probably not gonna be over as quick as people would like it to be. But yeah, I mean that's just gonna keep putting pressure on oil prices and pushing them up there. And I mean you've just seen how what Wasp. I didn't even know they're alive yet. Um, how do you even have wasps yet? It's like 30 degrees out, at least by me. Well, 41. But yeah, Wes, to kind of answer your question, if you believe the escalate, there's gonna be de-escalation. I would short energy. If you believe that it's gonna kind of stay the same or it's gonna pick up a little bit, I would be long energy. And personally, I would probably be long energy. I did see a couple posts that they were kind of warning California that drones could hit them. So I mean that's to me that's not de-escalation at all. But then I see another report where it's well there's no targets left in Iran to hit. So I mean like it's I like yeah yeah no it's I'm kind of hands off right now. It's almost like the metals move where it's already moved so much and there's so much volatility in it. Like you kind of the safe thing is to kind of be sideline on something like that. But I mean, I would probably I want to look at one more here. Let's look at the index. I would probably. Why is my internet still being goofy, man? Okay, it's just loading very slowly. This is gonna suck for uploading stuff tonight. I mean, you look at all the net call spikes on XLE here. Obviously, XLE's moved up a good chunk today. But, I mean, I don't see any... Ooh, how about these? Oh, too much volume on that one, or open interest. Yeah, I don't personally... I would not short energy right now. Yeah, I try to... like, there's obviously times you have to talk about politics somewhat in trading. Like, I try not to, pick sides or anything. I'm here to make money. I'll tell you what I think I'm going to see and so on. Let's look at these Intel calls. These look kind of interesting. 1400. Okay, so definitely open. Yeah, no, that is my goal. That is my goal, and my goal is because politics just make everybody argue so much, and I'm just like, we're here to make money. Like I do not want people arguing with each other and saying this side sucks, that side sucks. Both sides suck, honestly. Never can get anything done except blame each other. Um, so okay, IVs. We're filling out the ask here. Fill out the ask. IVs up at that 65.38. Yeah, these are interesting to me there. Interesting to me. Okay, let's look at what you just sent me, Beam. We got about a minute left. VG, yeah, another energy name. 13K, 20% out of the money. Not too bad for 65 days out. Let's see if we can quickly peek at this. Yeah, I mean, these look pretty good. IV increases that entire time up there. Little drop there, but only on 3 contracts. Not a huge issue. Spots filling up the ask. I would be inclined to say I like these. And this is more of a midfill here at the end anyways. STM is going well. Let's see. Yeah, I just... When people sit and argue about politics all day, I'm like, dude, I do not care. Like, stop. And, like, I'll have people, like, sending me, like, TikToks. Like, I don't care. Like, leave me alone. I'm trying to make money in the market. I don't care about your opinion. And, like, it's just, ugh, frustrating and annoying. Spike the next call. I'm just doing... Oh, yeah, those intels right here. Oh, yeah, they're really hitting the tape there. Last minute flow coming in here. How was I didn't even look at it. Oh, we were just chopping here into close. Oh, minute left. I need to... I want to see... I want to go back and look at that Periscope here and just kind of see what happened there. Again, I mean, the odds are we weren't going to come back up here to that, but I mean, we didn't really expire below those short puts or anything, and we kind of expired below those short calls. So I mean, we finished where you were seeing that shorter positioning there. Short puts, they're not going to obviously want that price below that level, and short calls are not going to want it above there. You didn't really see that much. A little longer positioning up here, but I believe that was mostly just kind of, yeah, that was just earlier in the day there. It's pretty much kind of fell off there. But, alright, everybody, yeah, and, oh, God, sorry about the internet dropping there for a little bit, too, and, yeah, that's not... I can't believe I messed up that option profit calculator there. Yeah, those intels look pretty good there going into close. But, all right, everybody, I will catch you all tomorrow, and we'll probably have another live stream tomorrow. More than likely a little earlier in the day. We'll see, though. But, all right, everybody, have a great rest of your afternoon, and I will catch you all later.